Hey, what's going on, campers? Campfacer here. Welcome back to another Texas Chainsaw Massacre the game video. Today's video, we're going to discuss my ideas, my wish list of ideas, along with some ideas that my friend Josh from Texas, aka Deadman's Grave. Some of these ideas are his. We had a fun discussion. We talk a lot about this game. And I was like, let me bring some of these ideas to the table to the fans, and who knows, maybe Gun's watching, and maybe they could work off some of these ideas if they like what they see. But you guys, let me be clear. I am not saying that I don't like the game. I love the game, by the way. It's one of the funnest asymmetrical multiplayer horror games I've played in a long time. It's so addicting. I'm live streaming it all the time. I'm making videos about it. I'm talking about it. Is it perfect? No, but it's so awesome. And I'm always thinking of ideas that could make the game better or maybe fix something. But, you know, Gun has been doing a really good job with bug fixes so far and updates and patches. This is like every game released as a multiplayer online game goes through these kind of bugs and stuff. Gun's been on top of it and letting the fans know. They've been very transparent, like they were in Friday the 13th, the game. I know that had a rough start, a lot rougher than this launch of this game so far has been pretty damn smooth. I mean, a few kinks here and there, but not that bad. Anyways, that being said, I have a wish list. And some of these ideas you guys might agree with or disagree, but we're going to leave that in the comment section below. We're going to be nice here, have a fun discussion. And before I even dive into the list, if you're new, please subscribe if you like what you see, because we're trying to hit 7K subs by the first of the year. Not sure if it's really going to happen yet because it's kind of going a little slow, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Anyways, let's dive into it. To start off, I'm going to talk about the lack of Leatherface players in lobbies, causing lobbies to be held hostage, as in like it's just waiting for that one player to be Leatherface. It seems like nobody wants to play Leatherface. Why is that? Is it because he's boring? To me, no. I don't think he's boring. Once you learn how to play him, he's fun as hell. He's addicting. He's a killing machine. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It's fun as hell. So that can't really be the reason. I think what the reason is, from what I've seen out there on average, a lot of people are saying he's hard to play. And not only that, he starts off in a basement that's like a maze. So a lot of people will get nervous to play him and let their team down when they can't catch anybody or they get lost in the basement, and it gets frustrating. I get it. So that being said, nobody wants to pick him as a character, and you all know what I'm talking about when you have to sit there and wait for 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then finally the whole lobby closes out because nobody wants to wait or so on. Then you have to start all over again. Now, I was sat here and I thought to myself, what could fix this? What could encourage players to want to play Leatherface? Even people that aren't good at him because they just played him maybe once or whatever. We need some encouragement. Gun needs to think about something that forces people to want to play him. So I came up with an idea. What if Gun implemented some kind of unlockable achievement by playing Leatherface 20 times or more, whatever it is? Even if it starts now, even if you've been playing him and you're like level 60, it would start at whatever level you're at. You have to now start playing him 20 extra times and you get to unlock this achievement. Let's say, like, these are just ideas thrown out there. What if you play Leatherface 20 times and then you unlock a small little mini game they could implement in this game that you can only play if you achieve this goal as Leatherface, that now you're Leatherface in an offline single player challenge somewhere, maybe a different map, like maybe like there's a cemetery, or maybe there's like a broken down camper trailer with some AIs living in it, and you have to do this mission and kill somebody and chop them up and bring the meat back to the family house or something like that. Like what if there was a little museum and you get to be Leatherface, you get to go in and collect something, and you unlock within that mini game, you unlock a new skin or color for your pulling 306A chainsaw or something like that. What if that way you guys know for a fact 100% Everyone is going to want to play Leatherface. And this is the idea behind this. It's not just about the unlockable. Listen to me. Hear me out here. When players that aren't good at playing him have to play him 20 times to get to that unlockable, they're going to now learn how to play Leatherface, and they're going to get addicted to playing Leatherface. Now, everyone is always going to be playing Leatherface even after they unlock that achievement. So now the lobbies are always going to be full because people will be arguing about who wants to be Leatherface and so on. So I think that's the best solution, is to make a Leatherface encouragement plan for Gun, to make a plan to encourage players. So it's not just like some people could say like, oh, the game is what it is, they just have to deal with it. But that is the smartest idea that I could come up with. If I owned a company and I could do that, if I had the resources and money to implement that idea into the game, I would do that. I would encourage players to want to be Leatherface by doing that. And then it's kind of like Mr. Miyagi and Karate Kid. He encouraged Daniel-san, hey, I'll train you so you don't get beat up anymore. But he made him do like chores around the house, and he ended up now getting to learn how to do karate. I guess that's a metaphor you could use. I don't even know if that makes sense. But anyways, moving on to the next implement in the game, a wish list. This one I think came from my friend Josh, Deadman's Grave. What if all the bone shard stabbing that Leland does, or anybody does really, but mostly Leland's, because Leland, I don't know what it is. Leland's like the Chad troll of Friday the 13th for Texas. What if bone shard stabbing, there was a cooldown on it? Now, it wasn't a long cooldown, but just a semi cooldown, so people couldn't literally stab a family member, grab a bone shard, do a 360, stab them again in like 5 to 10 seconds. What if there was like a 1 minute cooldown, or maybe longer? I don't know. They would have to do the math or the numbers on what would make more sense. But what if there was a cooldown where, say you had 2 bone shards and you stabbed Leatherface in the back, you couldn't walk down the hall, and when he comes out of the animation and back to normal again, you couldn't stab him again until the cooldown's over, because if you did, nothing happens. Like your bone shard goes away. Now you're missing a bone shard, and when you went up to stab him, it just broke, and he just never stopped. He just kept on moving. That would kind of like eliminate the trolls from doing the stab over and over and over again. I thought that was a cool idea that maybe they should look into. That would definitely, and you guys, I'm not, these ideas aren't me crying because I want it to be easier for the family. I'm just seeing what's going on in this game throughout like Reddit and YouTubers and videos, and me experiencing the game. This happens way too much. This game should be hard for victims. This is a horror movie game. This is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This isn't Strawberry Shortcake. This isn't, Fortnite or whatever. This is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This shouldn't be like cupcakes and butterflies for the victims. They should have to really work hard and be scared and be stealthy. And when they finally do escape, they're like, "Holy crap! I made it out. That was a lot of work, but I made it." And it would be rewarding even more, instead of like spinning around, laughing, stabbing people, and being like, that was fun. That should be hard. So anyways, that was his idea that I agreed on, and maybe they should implement that in the game. The next up is generators. Now, the family house generator locations totally make sense, because there's all cooldown on the generator. I get that, and that does make sense. But the generator on the family house, by the time they shut it off, the victims, you hear it as a family member. You run over to the generator, there's a cooldown to turn it back on. You could probably turn it on right before they get to the exit of the end of the driveway. But chances are you don't know that, because you don't know how long it's been off for or whatever. You know how far away they are, been running away from the generator. You'd have to catch them as soon as they shut it off by the cooldown. So that makes sense because it's a long way to the end of the driveway. But the generators that are located, let's say, on the slaughterhouse map, it's right there. It's right there, and there's a cooldown on it. So it gets shut off. There's no way you're going to defend that generator and turn it back on. They're already going to be out of the gate. My idea and Josh's idea, he also brought this up, my buddy, is why don't they move the generator at the slaughterhouse like further away? Maybe even inside that building behind there. When when you come out of the building, the generator's there, put it way back in the building somewhere. So they shut it off. They got to trek through the halls and doors and get outside and then unlock the gate. And then maybe that you have time to turn it back on as a family member. But it would balance it out a little bit more, because let's say you're at the slaughterhouse map and you're on the far side near like the slaughterhouse entrance or something, right? You hear the generator turn off. You don't even want to go over there at that point. You're like, what's the point? By the time I get there, they're going to be dancing and trolling around the exit anyways. So that was an idea, like move the generators on all maps further away to make more sense, more balanced. Now, you guys, another idea I had, we're talking about batteries here. Now, a lot of people know that batteries are always located, for the most part, right near the exit, because it does make a little bit of sense, because the cord, the wire that runs from the battery connecting to the electric fence near the exit, it's like not going to be too far away. It's like usually right there, within like 20 feet range. That being said, it doesn't take too long to turn off a battery, and if the exit's right there to unlock, it's all like a one-shot deal. It's like if a victim is over at an exit, they're gonna get it done in like 15 seconds, give or take, maybe 20 seconds. Why doesn't gun maybe locate the battery instead of far away? You know how there's sometimes a junkyard of multiple cars. Maybe have it hidden inside a car hood, under the hood, but the hood shut. Now, there could be like, let's say 4 or 5 cars spread around, and you don't know where it's at because they eliminated, maybe the cord goes underground, you don't see it. There could be a whatever excuse that you don't see the cord now. Make it so it's like you're a victim. You have to pick and choose. You have to hurry up. What car is it under? It always alternates throughout every match. So you're trying to find what car hood it's under, and to open a hood, it's a matter of just holding a button down and let the skill wheel open up, and then the hood opens up and then it stays up. If it's not there, it just stays up. You go to the next car and you have to find the battery, then you do the battery. So that would burn a little bit more time, and it would put more tension and fear in the victim, being like, oh my God, it's not under this hood. What hood is it? Oh, you know what I mean? So it would make it more fun and more anxiety built on top of the character to make it feel like you're hunting down where could it be, instead of just open and they see the yellow cord go to it and they go. It just seems too easy to me. It really does. Even me as a victim, me playing, I'm like, oh, I'm here, it's right here, I just do it. I know it's still a little bit, you would watch out for the family to come after you or whatever, but how awesome would it be if you had to sit in the bushes and wait it out and be like, it wasn't under that hood, I gotta wait it out in the bush now because I thought I saw somebody coming to check out underneath the other hoods. They should do that. Even if it's only 2 cars on the gas station map, there's the 2 cars. It's either in one or the other, on the left or the right. But if they have both hoods shut with no wire, you have to pick and choose which one it's under. And if you, even that couple seconds, burning that time could mean life or death. So I think that would be a great idea if they hid the battery inside the hood of the cars instead of like seeing it right there plain as day. Now on to the fuse box. This is a no-brainer. They should make it so the family can shut the fuse box back off instead of waiting a timer out, a cooldown timer, because it seems like it's such an easy escape for victims. Family house map, they get it done, they could jump down the wells of the basement and they're at the exit and they're done, they're out. They get the fuse box done in the family house and it's game over. Even any map, they should have it so you could just shut the fuse box back off, and even if they're running down the stairs, you saw them do it, you run over, you shut it off, it shuts off, maybe 5 seconds later the door slowly starts shutting. They should make it a little harder on the fuse box, I'm not gonna lie. And then again, this is not me complaining that it's OP and I'm crying because I want to be people are going to say, get better at family, skill issue. No, I get it. I am getting better. I'm learning. I am a pretty good family member, but I see it happening way too much with all these things that I'm talking about, you guys. Family should be really hard to play up against, and fixing these things or implementing some of these things could change the ball game tremendously. Even with new players, a lot of new players are going to come in and be scared to even play as a family member because victims are just going to run right by and escape until they learn how to play family. But even the hardcore family players, some of them, if they don't have comms on, you know, some of these things could be a way to play without comms. Let's see. My last idea, last but not least, we got the gas station front door. Okay, there's been a lot of talk about this front door for a while now. There are ways around it if you're a hardcore family member player, a really high level player, and you know how to play the field here. What I normally do is, if I'm a cook, I lock the front door, I lock the left gate and the right gate, and I keep tabs on those locks. And I play my cook as a support. I shout out where people are located to the rest of my team, and so on. If I'm a hitchhiker, I trap within like that range. I know how to counterattack the people getting out the front door, but the front door is such an easy escape in this game. If they do get in that field and through those gates and the front door is there, they're gonna get out. It's pretty easy. Now, my way of fixing this is, some people were saying, get rid of the generator and hook the generator. Instead of the generator having the gate, hook it up to the front door. I think Slash and Cast mentioned that too. Yeah, you could do that. Or a more fun idea, I don't know, this sounds a little far-fetched, but this was a thought in my head. I wanted to bring it to the table. How hard would it be for Gunn to implement this? I don't know, coding-wise or time where, you know, it seems like it might be a pain in the ass, but what if as soon as a victim opened the door, the front wooden door to the gas station, and walked out, not a family member, but a victim would trigger this? Because I know family members can go through that door as well. I know some family members start on the other, like Johnny starts out there. But what if a victim goes through that door, and as soon as he goes through that gas station door and takes one step out of it, it triggers a timer on the screen for a vehicle, a car, or, well, not a car, a truck, a pickup truck with a bed in the back, kind of like in the end of the movie, the original movie. What if a pickup truck came slowly coming by down the road, one time only, and there was a timer? So when you open that door, now you have to wait for a truck to come by, and you have to jog over and press a button towards the back of the truck. Like it'll slow down. Maybe it'll stop for a couple seconds. You have to get in the back of that truck, and then it drives you off into the sunset. Now, you know, there is design in the front of that gas station that Gunn put for a reason. I'm not sure why, because right now, as it is, you get out the front door, you go down the left of the road or the right of the road, and that's the exit. But the design of the front of the gas station, there's places to hide on the left and on the right of the gas station. There's some like brush, woods, obstacles. There's a little bit of a path. You can hide around there. And I don't know why they put that in there, because who would go out the front door and hide instead of just running away? The reason behind that, to me, would be a cool implement if they had to wait on a timer for a vehicle. Now they get out the front door, they could wait either on the left or the right. So now if a family member comes out that front door, and the family member knows there's a timer now too, and they might see the timer, maybe they could add that to the feature. Now the family member's like, crap, before this car or our truck gets down the road, rather, we have to find this victim. He could be over there or over here in these bushes. Let's go hunt him down and look. So now, instead of, because if those bushes weren't there, they would walk out the front door and see them, and then they'd have to like do circles and try to kill them until the timer comes down. That would be a really fun implement. It would be awesome to jump in the back of a truck. It would feel kind of like I know that didn't happen in the movie. It was at the family house on Quick Hill Road, but at the gas station it would be just as fun, you guys. Now, let's just say you miss the truck and it takes off. You have to run back in the door to the gas station and find an alternate way out. Let's just say that. Maybe somebody screwed up the escape plan maybe it happens only one time only in the game. So somebody could screw up that whole mission there, and then you abort and you have to find a different route out. Again, it shouldn't be that easy to escape in this game. That's where it boils down to. These ideas, whether you're a victim main or a family main, it shouldn't be that easy to escape. This is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, this isn't Flowers and Puppy Dogs. I know people cry because if something gets nerfed on the victim side, I play victim all the time and I die all the time and I take it like a champ. I'm like, oh, well, I died. I got to get better. And it's fun, exciting. And I say to myself, well, it shouldn't be easy. I die a lot, but it shouldn't be that easy. Even if I get good and I escape, I've had sometimes where I escape and I'm like, wow, that was way too easy. That doesn't feel right. That should have been a lot harder. I don't feel like proud of it. One time I was at the slaughterhouse. I walked in a matter of like 5 minutes. I was all the way, shut off the generator, opened the gate, and there was still no family members there. And I'm like, man, this shouldn't be this easy. And I know the family members must have been unexperienced and new players, but I'm like, that's cheap, man. It should be Texas Chainsaw. I should have family members on my ass cutting the back of my legs as I'm jogging out the door, if I make it. So these ideas, I wanted to bring them to the table. I hope you listen to this. I hope Gun's watching. Please just look into these ideas. I think they'd be amazing if they could be implemented. But if you guys don't like the idea, let me know in the comments, or maybe you can work off the idea. But I just wanted to document them here, to get them out to everybody. And it's always fun to do these dream things. I know that some of them are a little far-fetched, but they could work, if you know, possibly. But that's it for the video today. I want to thank you guys again for watching and hanging out. Please like it. If you're new here, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, campers, stay out of the woods.
And when you were a baby in your crib, your father looked down at you. He had but one hope. Someday my son will grow to be a man. Well, look at you now. You just got your asses whipped by a bunch of goddamn nerds.